Hello everyone, so I'm back. So I decided instead of waiting until morning to do this video to start my vlog series, I am going to just start on it now. So this is the first video in several months long worth of videos. So once a month, no given time, no given date, or anything like that. I do a vlog about my, about why did I decide to write this book? Um, the characters, the monsters, the locations, things like that. And also, of course, to kind of talk about things I have been hearing in the news, things that are book related, and all these other various types of things. So, I'm going to cover like what religion the kingdom follows. Um, my big complaint about names I cannot pronounce, different various things like that. Things I've noticed in writing, or not just writing, but like reading other people's works, because I think that pointing that out is important as a reader and also as a writer. So, today's video is entitled why did I decide to write this book? So so I have been essentially almost, I don't know, maybe close to like 2 months in writing Tamra and the Lost Clan. And I'm still working on that book, but I'm going to kind of wait a while to actually publish it because I kind of want to write this book and get it published and make that the book that I actually, that's actually my first book. So the title of the book is The Hidden Queen. And um, and so I thought it was a really cool, not cool, but really interesting title for a book. And I already have in my mind's eye what the cover is going to look like. And this world is, it's very dangerous and very, very much against the main character. So one of the things that I really happen to like about writing fantasy is you can put all of these fantastical creatures and entities into it, and if you do it well enough, it works like a charm. It just clicks and moves like a masterpiece. So the idea came to me to have this world in which this girl is thrust into, and she has to go on this quest to find this sword, which will also be in the second book that I will be putting out. So it goes with the first book, it explains in more detail about the object and who crafted it and all that type of stuff. Um, so as I was thinking about this, I really be like, okay, I'm going to follow this author's advice. And so he had said, go and start, do a newsletter to get people to notice your book and all that type of stuff. Um, and I was like, that sounds really great. And then when I did a little bit of a search, it was like, yeah, newsletters are great, but they're the biggest thing. You got to be very careful that you're not breaking any kind of laws because it's a $40,000 fine. And I'm like, I don't have $40,000 to spend on a fine if I accidentally break the law. So I just stuck with blogging. It's just much easier, and I don't have to worry about you know getting in trouble. Yeah. So so I sit down and I really thought, why do I want to publish this? Why do I want to write this book? And it is because I really think that the world that appeared in my head is an amazing world. And I'm really hoping when it's all said and done that um, that you guys as a reader will see, yeah, this is a really special world. So without making this too short of a video and make it a little bit more longer, I'm going to also answer the question that I ask myself is, what is this world about? And this is a very important thing, because when you go and sit down and you write a book, or you're sitting down in front of the screen and the page is blank and you're like, okay, why am I going to spend several hours a day or several hours every twice a week writing about a world that people may or may not like? And for me, it's just the fun of writing a story, crafting a world, crafting these characters, and giving them either their agenda or their goal in what they are doing. So, here's to what the book is about. So, The Hidden Queen is essentially the story of a girl called Alyssa who finds herself the queen of this kingdom that she is not supposed to be the queen of. So, to explain this in a nutshell, the kingdom that she becomes queen of is a very patriarchal society. They do not allow women of royal stock to ever have any kind of position of power, any kind of title, anything. All they are is the women that give birth to the son that will inherit the estate or inherit the titles or whatever. So women absolutely have no rights. So another right they do not have is the ability to read and write. And this is what makes Alyssa very different from other ones before. She knows how to do these things because her guardian, the one who has hidden her from what will end up killing the entire royal family, So so she's hidden from society as far as who she is, but she's not hidden from view. People have seen her, they know what she looks like, and all that jazz. So in the summary of the book, I make quite clear that most of the royal family is killed off by this assassin. So this assassin was hired by one of the king's enemies to kill the king and his entire court. And the idea is essentially that with the entire royal family dead, that they can swoop in and they can take over. So that is the reason why they are killed. So prior to the death of these characters, the king, despite being a wise ruler and a good ruler, he participated in a very, very bad practice. And he has a total of 3 wives, all of royal stock, that do not possess any kind of title, position of power. They do not know how to, as I said, they do not know how to read, they do not know how to write. They do not have any training in military or war or battles or anything like that. So, so you have the first wife who has given her king several sons and one daughter. Then you have the middle wife that has given him multiple sons. Then you have the third wife that has given him one daughter. And of course, because she's not given the king his son, she's not as important in his life as the other two. So, yeah. So Alyssa is the daughter of the second queen, or the second woman, wife. And she was actually, traveling, and she was very pregnant, and there was this thunderstorm, and the gentleman who ends up raising Alyssa to read, write, think for herself, and all that type of stuff, nurturing her natural born talents that she gained from her father. She gives birth, and she tells this gentleman, you need to protect her, and make sure that she's away from all of that type of thing. She doesn't want her daughter hidden. She wants her daughter to be out and visible. And of course, she then goes back home, and she cocks up a little cock and bull story that, she basically had the child. It was a stillbirth, all this stuff, and mentioned that it happened to be a girl. And the king, of course, was like, oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Which tells you, yes, he's a wise ruler, but he can be a jackass. Yeah. And because the assassin does not know about this little girl, she's not included in the list of names that's part of this ritual, which I do describe in the first chapter in very gory detail. At least I think it's very gory detail. Might not be. So there's a provision in the laws of succession that if the royal family should be wiped out, if there is one member of the family that's alive, that they can actually take the throne. And they did not make they did not say in the provision that it had to be a male. It was just a member of the royal family. It was kind of, so in the summary, I state that she has to go on a quest, because you have this brotherhood, which I will do an entire separate video on, that has formed, and they want to not only kill the queen, but they also want to kill anyone else that might decide, oh yeah, I should become king and all that jazz. And so you have that quest where she and her friends encounter all of these creatures and everything like that. So it's a very different book than what I was originally going to write with Tamara and the Lost Clan, which, as I said before, I do intend to continue writing. But I really like how everything is going. And, her encounters with all these different kinds of people, that really shows that her father was a jackass. I mean, he was a wise ruler and everything, but he was a jackass. He was a literal jackass. And this is, she learns a lot during this about why it's important to really do away with a system that does not benefit the whole. Yes, you can feel empathy for your subjects, but if you're not doing stuff to make their lot a little bit easier, or you're not a good ruler. At least that's my own personal opinion. But and it's you know, in the course of the book, she asks her guardian, you know, these questions of like, why, you know, if girls are not allowed to read and write, why is it that you allowed me to be able, why did you teach me to do this? And it's a very interesting story because she's 9 years old, and she's you know, she's a ruler of an entire kingdom that has enemies that are tapping on their door, and they want to take over and all that type of stuff. So it's a real, I really happen to like the concept that I came up with about this world in which you have the hidden ones, and the fact that because of one of the women's um, cunning and craftiness, that she was able to prevent her husband's entire bloodline from going away. So I'm having a lot of fun writing the book. I'm having a lot of fun introducing all of these characters, and the monsters um, that she faces in this book are typical. Like if you read on like any kind of um, any kind of mythology, and no matter what part of the world, you're always going to have these monsters that the heroes always have to fight and defeat. And even in Rick Riordan's world, they have monsters they have to defeat because it's important. So, you know, and I will, you know, I will, I will be very like frank about this. I am going to be very, very careful about certain kinds of ableism and certain kinds of like, oh, if you drink this magic potion, you'll no longer be blind, or you'll no longer be whatever. Even in the book Tamara and the Lost Clan, I make it clear that there are rules, there are exceptions to what magic can and cannot do. And yeah, it's just a way of ensuring that I keep everything like focused on, you know, on what I'm doing. So, yeah, so I am going to end it here. I will go into videos about the different places that are going to be in my book. I'm definitely going to ensure that I do not spoil the book for anyone. And I'm also going to add that I'm also going to do video about the importance of beta readers. I've had a beta reader in the past for fan fiction. They have been really great in cleaning up my mess. But yeah, so I hope to see you guys around, and until next time, be well. Bye.